Ay, 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 ay.
Hello guys, this is Dummies back again with another video, and this time I'll be doing another Hebabon video. Why am I doing a guide? Well, yeah, as of recording this video, the stream for the second anniversary is today, later today. So yeah, I predict, and my other mutuals said predict that this is gonna be a switch language type. So yeah, I just want to demonstrate if it's gonna be a switch language type, I'm gonna teach you in the dumbest way possible how these mechanics work, even in Japanese. So yeah, um, first here's the AFK. Um, Absolutely. Yeah, this DFK where you can where it just happens automatically when you get materials. Then I'll show later, but first let's go with here. First, we'll start on the right, which is the gallery, which from left to right features the main story, the event story, and the memory memory garden, something like that. But yeah, these are the CGs you see in the game, and you unlock by seeing in the game. I'm not gonna scroll down further because yeah, for obvious reasons, spoilers. The ones you see right now are basically like the first few days of chapter one. Next one, we have a live. Now, when it comes to HBR or Heaven Burns Red, there there's obviously great music in there. Hell, it's made by Jun Maeda. It's written by Jun Maeda himself. So yeah, we have a new band called like with Girls Dead Monster in Angel Beats. We have a band with called She Is Legend, comprising of Zai and Konomi Suzuki. You might have heard of Konomi Suzuki. Yes, that Konomi Suzuki. So yeah, but yeah, we have a rhythm game, a game within the game. This is just for rhythm game players, I guess. It was announced during the first anniversary and was released like a few days. Yeah, something like that. Wait. Uh. Uh. Yeah, something like that. Next would be this one I won't really touch, but like it's essentially like an edit. Um, what you call this edit button where um edit edit button where you can use the assets of like for example the 3D and put it into backgrounds in various scenarios, essentially just like an edit scenario button. But yeah, as you can see, you can also level up during this AFK strat. This is what I've been doing for like years, and how I got practically almost all these characters to yeah. First, I should teach. Um, yeah, here are the stages. This unlocks the more you play the game. Obviously you'll start with this. Then eventually, once you finish the latest chapter, as of this moment, chapter 4.2, you unlock this. Now, let's go from right to left and start with this button. Obviously, there's some gotcha elements. But yeah, they change a lot of stuff now that it's not this is for as you can see here, this for ticket gotchas. I no no for quartz gotchas, for the quartz. here is the ticket gachas. But yeah, um, you just currently right now, it's running the Angel Beats banner, which I really like. So yeah, okay. First is introducing the Dencho, or basically the electronic military notebook slash phone that the characters in game use. So as you go top to bottom, left to right. So first is the player card, or player profile, something like that. You can edit this, but it's very accessible. I think for new players as well. So yeah, here you can edit stuff like, for example, the main style of characters I want to display, which is for me Megamin, um, or rather Megami SS3. And my favorite characters, I showed it here. Aoi, Megami, or Megamin. I just call her Megamin because yeah. And Ruka. Then we got Narvi trophies and the date I started this account. So it's not actually how I started the game. I started an account I deleted because my mutuals told me to back then to reroll a lot and get 3SS. Yeah. Once you play the game, make sure to get 3SS. We I can now get why I wouldn't recommend starting with like 1SS, and especially if it's a bad one. So yeah. So as you can see here, is my name. And I'm a free to play I'm a bomb player. So yeah. So next is the one on the right, the big circle. It's basically just the event stuff, and it's gonna lead to the gotcha um point. So yeah. Here are the currencies. It's the GP, and next is the quartz. Below that, of course. Here, when it comes to this, you can call it the stats. Um, it's what I call the interaction stats. So essentially, the more you level up these things, the more you unlock the what you call this the character events of these characters. So yeah, that's how the easiest how to explain it without thinking much. And here, of course, we have the dailies. You can get quartz, a bunch of materials, even this, where if you fill it up to 100, you can limit break a SS that you want. And if you go 200, you can limit break the LB into LB3 and LB4. So yeah. Next would be we already know the message one. Is obviously gonna display like the notifications, the events, etc., etc. Now let's move on to this. It's essentially like a button where it displays what you call this, the background of the dencho. For me, like I'm using the sanity background, which I really like. The currency here is only which I call P. It's only gonna be what you call this. It's only gonna be acquired when you get the limited time end game event. I don't know what's the name, and I can't really show it because it's not running. So yeah, my apologies. Yeah. Next would be the settings. Obviously, then we got the gift, which is what I call it, gift box, and what I unlock during the login. So yeah. Next would be the big ones, item boxes, or belongings as they call it. But yeah, this is where you get the materials, the accessories, the chips, the fucking chips, and the level up things or level up shit, and the shards, as you call it, something like that. Here are I'm gonna display. I'm gonna flex. I'm gonna display. But yeah, definitely not. I'm definitely far from getting from like half of them. I only have like less than half, I think. So yeah, here is the styles list where you can see like the units you get. Essentially, what do you call this? With HBR or Heaven Burns Red, it's more on characters. It's more on characters that you already displayed and NCC. I'll show it to you later. But essentially, it's just the same characters with different styles or outfits, as you call it. But yeah, for example, take for instance, it's only locked into like if I remember correctly, 54 characters. Yeah, if I remember. But yeah, where is it? Like, let's show like a simple sample. For example, this is Tsukasa. Tsukasa Tojo. We have her SS1, SS2, which is a swimsuit variant, and SS3, which is based on the Job for a Rockstar album. Yeah, She is Legend is an actual with actual songs, like what you get, like for example in Idolmaster where they release albums too. So yeah, this is based on the suit she is wearing during that album. Next would be the character list. Now we have Sanichi, which is comprised of our main characters. Sanichi. I really like Sanichi. Not gonna lie. Sanichi, I'm very I'm not gonna say everything, but yeah. Sanichi D, Sanichi E, Sanichi F, Sanichi X, Sanichi G, and Angel Beats. Yeah. We have a collab with Angel Beats. And we're gonna get Kanade SS2 and Yuri SS2 very soon, so I'm very excited. We also get Irie, which is one of my favorite characters when I read her event, honestly. For the next collab, which is gonna be have more details there today, we're gonna have Hisako next on this list. So yeah, very excited, very excited. And lastly is the units. This is gonna be comprised of 6 units. For example, you have the first 3 is gonna be the front guard and the vanguard or the and the last 6 is gonna be the ones where they can't really do much. But yeah, the back, the ones in charge of the back. You switch them and fight cancer and something like that. So that's basically it. And here is Nanami-chan. Nanami-san. Love her. Also, welcome to this space. You have what you call this? I guess we should start with this, which is the home setting. Basically for the beginning, when I started, it just looked like this, and you can't change it. Now we have different options. Basically, you can slap in your favorite SS and just look at them. But the ones with the sparkles, though, is the live 2D ones, which I'm gonna pick Hiragi for this one since I think her shit is cool as fuck. We got we got lines as well, for example. See? Then this is the window where it displays shit. So yeah. On the one on the right, it's gonna be just a bunch of dailies. It's literally just this, like something like that. But yeah, we already talked about this. Now, I should talk about this. So this is essentially the events. We have a lot of events. I'm not gonna scroll down a bit further, but yeah, the one currently running is the rerun of the first collab event between HBR and Angel Beats. Yeah, and this the one on the left is basically a score attack. I'm gonna talk about that later. But yeah, we have a lot of HBR events. Not all of them are written by Marilda, but yeah, majority of it is really good, I think, in my opinion. But there's some that I didn't really like. But yeah, I think it's as consistent as can be. Um, these stories might manage to make me tear up or two. But yeah, especially like Age of Meets event. Remember that shit. And on the left one, we get the missions, which I already finished with the Angel Beats event. And the next one would be the welfare or the event shop, essentially, where you can get the welfare. For here, it's Irie, and get the rewards. Didn't finish this one because why would I need that shit? I already stacked to the brim, full of that. So yeah. I guess next one is this part. The one in the middle, right here. This main story, since I completed it, there isn't any. Until we get chapter 5. Later on this month. Next is shop, where we meet Mari, the shopkeeper of Hebermon. Um, yeah, this is where you relatively get chips, chips, essentially just the ships. It unlocks more. It unlocks stronger chips the more you go through the main story. Same function as the arena. This is the arena the one that we get before, and here I'm actually scared to like go through this. This is essentially going back to the initial chapter that you were at, but here um fuck, I'm not gonna show any more than that. But yeah, this is the main story part. um got the prologue, chapter 1, chapter 2, and so on and so forth. You can revisit these the main story and events you can revisit apart from the collab rerun, because yeah. um Next would be the memory garden, or character events slash memory garden. So here we see it also, like I said, with the stats thing, interaction stats. The more you unlock, for example, I unlocked it. It combines the unlocking of upping up those stats and going through the main story. Now that I have efficient one, I could play this one right now, but I'm not gonna do that. But yeah. Okay, next one with the cat. We have the GP one. This for the event stats, I guess. Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot to buy. I'm such a fraud. I forgot to buy Irie's unique accessory. But yeah, this is mostly just for the level up shit. It's not really worth it. I can tell you much right now as a player, don't buy this shit. It's not really worth it in my opinion. You just have I would rather you use your GP for something else and not the shit. Just grind in the arena or grind using another method I'm just gonna talk about later. Next is the GGP. Here we get this is acquired from the pools that you accumulated. For example, like if you did like 37 pools, you get 30 of these. But yeah, it does different stuff. For example, like you can unlock every A style of every character like right now using this if you have acquired them. But yeah, I can't really do that since I already have a copy of each of them. So yeah. Next would be the jewels. I know. Yeah, the crafting. Or forging as they call it. But yeah, you can get different types of accessories. Most of these are 6-starred. The highest level accessories here we got the first part being the first accessory, then the jewels, what as what we call it. But yeah, I guess to display more. For example, like first of all, this is the character profile where you see their levels, their DPs, their health, the moves that they are currently using. Here we get to level up their stats. But yeah, also we get here. I could limit break it right now if I want to, but I'm not gonna since her SS2 is gonna come soon. I'm definitely not. Here we got the chips, booster equipment, something like that. Oh yeah, I should really like for skill setting, reinforce the style. And here we got the auxiliary equipment, which the first one is what we call the accessories. The second one we call the jewels. Yeah, that's essentially the basic gist of it. Next would be, I guess, the last one being this. So here we get the event tower where you can honestly, it's been reworked. Back then, it's basically just a massive dungeon where you can go through back then, but now it's relatively just for collecting material specifically to make certain characters stronger. Like as an example, if I remember correctly, um, you can't see it, but yeah, this is for unlocking more and more characters. Its potential even larger. I'm not even gonna explain this because I even don't know what the fuck is that. Here we get the stuff where you get certain ups, certain accessories that just basically has different uses, from critical rates going up to um the load in the overdrive state going up as well, something like that. And it also has a specific kind of currency which you can only use. Yeah, um that's basically it. Here is the farming, in which you can get certain jewels and the diamonds to craft the said accessories. Here is the one you can get. Oh yeah, this is also unlocked the more you read the main story and certain requirements, if I remember correctly. But yeah, mostly if you get stronger, you definitely go for this. Next would be the leveling up equipment for styles only. This is only used if your styles is quite lacking, so you can upgrade them through this. This is the only way you can get the higher level materials. Of course, you started here, which it doesn't get you much, unfortunately. But once you level up, you can get up to these materials, the highest level. For example, this one, the one on the bottom. Um, Next would be the Hoju dungeon, as we call it. This is where you can get a certain material. Let me show you a certain material like this. Mainly where you get these materials from. These are really hard to find. You can only get them most little through score attack, but The only way you can get them is through the Hoju dungeons. So yeah. Now here, this is the event that I was referring to when it comes to the what you call it when it comes to the something the end game event where you can get the rewards are basically the currency for getting the background of the denjo. Next is the hard mode. As you can see, hard mode, where of course, obviously, I can't really do that. I don't have enough damage dealers to like do that shit. So it's quite impossible for me as of the moment. Next is the score attack, where you basically get different kinds of levels over time. But yeah, it's basically just a chat. It's a part of endgame content, but it's also like quite a challenge. It challenges your strats. Sometimes it has a different mechanic. Sometimes it's two enemies, which I really fucking hate. But yeah, that's the basic gist of it. Currently, we're at score attack number 43. You can get a bunch of rewards through here. Well, better get them soon because like it's a. But yeah, but by the end of this video, it's probably just gonna be out. But yeah. And next is um the top what I talked about when it comes to when you fill up to 100%, you can limit break someone to LB1 and LB2. Limit break 1 and limit break 2, and the 200 when you get to the 200, you can either limit break 2 two times, or you can limit break one time to LB3 and LB4. So yeah, I guess that's the basic gist of it. This for the missions. But yeah, and this the one with the massive building. It basically leads you to the map and where you can get these materials randomly. So yeah, like as an example, like until back then they didn't actually put that UI. You basically had to walk through the map through every specific spot and get to those stages. But yeah, like you can see here, you can. This is the memory garden too. What we call the memory garden, in which you unlock certain characters through. Yeah. Even now, I could, for example, um, basically from where, I'm gonna look to the beginning. Here we get the certain different events, but like for example, um, yeah, it looks like that. You need to unlock the full dialogue, the certain character event that you can get um there are certain unique accessories on. But yeah, that's the basic gist of of the mechanics of this game so far. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I'm not even gonna bore you to fine. I'll just do a master to the end. I hate playing. It's not really good for me to play this thing. It's good to play this thing muted because it's like early in the morning. I don't want to be blasted before I rise. Starting from the start, but yeah. Here's like a demonstration. What I'm currently farming is this one. Oh yeah, it seems that Chie is already done. Should go with Irochi. No. Let's go with Date. This is where you farm shit. Here, what I use is basically a 3-man composition. You don't the other 3 is just for farming purposes. So yeah. We're gonna go auto on just the example of the enemies and how it works. For example, she uses a buff to buff all 3 of them. Then Union buffs Caro, and Caro does the attack for the easy kill of the E. So yeah, how this works is basically just press it and yeah, you unlock AFK. But it starts at like a certain amount of hours, but the more you play, the more you increase those hours. For example, right now for me, it's 32 hours 20 minutes, but it's gonna grow. The next growth is definitely gonna be 22 minutes. 32 hours 40 minutes, and it does in a style where you need to do it fast. For example, because with this one run is basically, like I said, the initial run, which is 20 seconds plus 30 seconds, which counts as a run, like as you can see there. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Hopefully you learned something about HBR, and yeah, I'm very much looking forward to if there's gonna be a global version. I'm definitely gonna be posting this as fast as I can. But yeah, hope you learned something from my dumbass brain. My brain is completely fried, by the way. Hope you enjoy my dumbest explanation. So yeah, that's probably the end of the video, guys. Please subscribe and the notification bell so you miss my videos, share this friend, and watch these videos right here. So yeah, see you guys next time. Looking forward to the next HBR video coming forward, because if it releases global, I'm very much excited for it. So yeah, until next time, bye.